Divine's new album's preview. So in this video I'm going to talk through some of the tracks that I've made, as well as show you some of my favourite parts of them and play along to them. This first track is called Blind. Hope you enjoy. So, for those of you who have listened to Def Divine before, you'll notice, or some of you will, that I've got 6 strings on this guitar rather than 7 strings. So 2 of the tracks on this album actually are played in drop C rather than drop A. This track is called Blind, and it's got the addition of piano, and this whole album's got the whole new element of having symphonic orchestras to it. So it's not just guitars, it's strings, brass, all that stuff as well, to add an extra level of depth. The reason for this is, well, when I went to see Wintersun at Bloodstock a couple of years ago, really inspired me to do the sort of melodic death metal sort of song, and that's sort of where this idea stemmed from. So it's been in the works for about 2 years now, and today I've just finished the final mixes of them. This track Blind has also another additional thing to it that I've not done before, and that's the addition of clean singing. And if I just skipped to near the end, this section here, which is quite unlike what I've done before, and what I'll do is I'll also play you a little bit of the guitar solo to get a bit of a preview of what it sounds like. Quite different to the first album. So I'll move along now to track 2. This one is called The Oracle's Winter, and this track I will need to go back to 7 string. So this was the last song that I actually wrote for the album. This one's in standard B, and I just really love the solo on this, so I'm going to play the solo.
Because you won't know, fall from the depths and rise somehow.
solo on that song. So moving on, we go to another song called United We Stand, which again is in 6 string in drop C. I'm not going to bother changing. I'll just play one of my favourite parts from this song, and that's the bit after the second chorus, just before the solo, and this is the longest solo that I've ever done on any tracks. Let me try and find it. Is it this bit here? No, that looks like a verse. So it's the melody that comes up in a minute. I really love this. Then it goes into a crazy solo for a few minutes, but I just really love that part of the song. That was sort of the first bit of this album that I actually made. It was when we were seeing Wintersun at Bloodstock, like I said. I'd never listened to that band before, and when I saw them play, I just got these melodies stuck in my head of ideas forming, and that was one of them, and that sort of formed the whole album. Yeah, so I really do enjoy that song. The next song is called The Calamity, the name based off of Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be tuned down because this is in drop out. So the melody on this song was actually written on the piano. In fact, a lot of the melodies on this album were written on piano. So if I just do the old swapsy daisy now, go over to my other piano. So obviously, the first track you heard was Blind, which was completely written on piano. Another one of the really early melodies written for this album, which is, it's the opener of the album. It's a melody that gets stuck in your head. So for Calamity, the chorus melody on here was one of the ones that I wrote on piano as well, and then transferred it onto the guitar to then have all the strings and synths on top of it. So I'll just play you what that sounds like on the piano, then I'm going to play you what it sounds like on the album with all distortion put on it. That was the original melody on the piano, so now what I'm going to do is play you what that transferred to on the album with the guitars. So it sounds quite different, but it's still based on that original melody. And the next track on the album, Sacrifice, another one which starts off with just the piano, and it's quite a deceiving song because it starts really beautiful, really slow and melodic, and then it turns out to be actually one of the heaviest ones I've written. So the intro I'll play the last part of the intro and you can sort of hear the transition between classical orchestral to then death metal. So quite different, and I think this album's got a lot of that dynamic contrast that I think people will really enjoy listening to. So that's track 5, Sacrifice, another one of my favourite ones. It's got so many changes in that song. This album's a lot more complex in that there's a lot more time signature changes as well. It's not just 4/4 all the way through. There's lots of 9/8, there's 7/4, just to really keep things interesting. Track 6 on the album is called Melodies of the Oracle. It's named that because it's me playing all of the main melodies from all of the tracks on the album on the piano. It's quite a long piece, I think it's about 9 minutes long, and it just encompasses all of those melodies that you can hear on the piano. Now a lot of the melodies were written on the piano, but a lot of them were also written on guitar, and it's nice to sort of hear how they transfer from one instrument and one form to another, so you can sort of hear. And it does start with Scar Preferred because the mode that this song is in Dorian mode, which for you music nerds who know stuff like that, is your natural minor with major 6th on it, and that harmony, that harmonic sound and progression is the basis of the song Blind and quite a lot of the melodies in this album. So you've got that dominant chord which is minor, and then you've also got that subdominant chord in major, which is quite unusual. Track 7 and 8, well tracks 7 and 8 are earlier tracks as well, Blind and The Oracle's Winter track 2, but they're instrumental versions because, well, you listen to those. When I've been mixing those songs, I listen to them quite a lot, and I think in themselves, even without the vocals, they're really enjoyable to listen to, so I thought I'd give you the chance to have a listen to those songs. You can have a bit more of a clear hearing of all the stuff that goes behind all the guitars and drums and bass, all the strings and synths and pianos, and hear how much has gone into the backing of this album. And I think it's really nice to listen to. And that forms the whole 8-track album. It's 54 minutes long. It will be released online, on digital platforms, not sure which ones yet, hopefully the cheap ones, the free ones. And it will also be released on CD, so here, for you to come and have a look. This is the CD, it's probably, well on my camera it's coming the wrong way around, but I can spell and write properly. But Death Divine, The Oracle, got the 8 tracks on there. And inside, you've got printed CD and a booklet. Now inside the booklet are some photographs from my first gig as a solo artist, which was at the Hairy Dog. Thanks to Rotten Roots Promotions for putting that gig on, and also to Gabriella for taking the pictures. She is credited. You should go and check out her stuff, it's really cool. And you can see some of the photos that she's taken of me on there from the gig, as well as all the lyrics to the songs on this album, as well as a bit of a personal message which describes the album and how I've come about to create it. Feel like I should play something more from the album. I'm gonna play I might even play. What should I play? I feel like I should play another part of the album. What should I play? I might play the solo to Blind, because I do like that song. So I'm just going to switch back now to 6-string. Now, if you managed to catch me at my latest gig, which was at the Hairy Dog, you'll have seen me end with this track. So I'll play it all for you now. Well, I'll just play the solo actually, because I haven't got the backing track prepped. Just do the solo. There we go. Get rid of that. So this is solo to Belonged. Blind. Turn that off. So whilst I've got you on Facebook live stream, I figured now would be a good point to show some other things that are on the album. So I thought I'd show you how the different layers and things all form to create the song. So in the song that I've just played, there's obviously the drums, which are programmed. I can't play drums myself, which sound like this. Which should I play? I'll do before the solo. So these are the drums. Let's find some blast beats. Here we go. Which are all done on Easy Drummer. Using this kit, whichever one it is. Got all the MIDI. All at red, maximum velocity. Then we have rhythm guitars, which are pan left and right. Now in terms of signal chain for this and for the last album, I've been using the software amps on Easy Mix. There seems to be about 2 or 3 that are really good, and this is one of them. It's the Adam Soldier lead one without the delay on it, and it just makes a really nice sort of metal distortion tone, and I've relied on that more than using my PV6505. That's literally gone straight into the computer. The 6-string stuff has been on the BC Rich, and the 7-string stuff is on the trusty Schecter C7. Then that's obviously the same for the melody guitars, only this time there's a bit of delay in it. Now you can hear 2 guitars there because on that particular melody I recorded it an octave higher as well as lower. We've got the bass guitar. Now the bass has massively improved on this album compared to the last album, because on the last album I recorded all the bass on a 4-string shitty Harley Benton, and because I'm doing a lot more bass for Shackled now, and because I needed one, I invested in a 5-string bass, and I've got this right here, which is my 5-string Warwick, which means it can handle drop A a lot easier, drop C a lot easier, and generally it sounds a lot better. And this is what the bass sounds like on its own. And again, the signal chain's the same, straight into the computer using the Easy Mix stuff. And last of all, we've got the orchestration, which is a range of using my acoustic piano that's downstairs. Well, it wasn't at the time because I recorded that part of it about 2 years ago. But that, and then all of the string sounds are East West Symphonic Orchestra, plus a few extra bits from Logic. So this bit will sound exactly the same because there's nothing else going on at the moment. But let me mute the bass. Just really nice, authentic sounding string. With the rest of the band.
Why should everything to your ideal life? Why can't I escape?
And then the last thing to show you on its own is the vocals, which I record 2, maybe 3 times at the same time, sometimes at different filters. So some are high-pitched screaming, some are low-pitched screaming. Oh, I've just seen that Jess has put some fish chips and the plate on the messenger, which means that it's about time for me to start cooking dinner, so I'll wrap it up shortly. But this is the vocals on their own.
Why can't you accept me for who I am? Why it isn't hard for you to understand? Why judge everything to your ideal life? Why can't I escape?
So loads of delay, loads of compression to make sure it's even throughout, some de-esser on there, and that's it. And that's the album. So in terms of when I'm releasing it, because it's pretty much done, I figured why wait. So I thought I'm going to release it this Saturday on the 1st. So from then, you'll be able to get access to the album on online platforms, probably on Bandcamp. I think that's what I released it on last time, I don't know. Probably put some of it on YouTube as well. But if you want like the best quality, you want something to have, bit of Death Divine history, because you know we're going to get big, obviously, death metal. Come and grab one of these, really appreciate it. I've still got a few, maybe like 2 or 3 of the original album. So if you did want one of those, just let me know and I'll try and get one of those out to you. That's if there's anyone crazy enough who actually likes melodic death metal, you know. Thanks for watching. I've been Death Divine.